Let's go! Welcome everyone to the next game. Now this is for the third round actually, so let's update this. This is going to be also Oceania maps. We have Baguettes on the left hand side, we have SalzZ on the right hand side, and that's going to be about it. Taking a look at the civilizations, the players, we're going to see first off Baguettes playing down south with Annotoph on the left hand side, playing with Byzantines and Margougou on the right hand side, playing with Italians. Pretty strong civilizations for water maps, and for these hybrid maps could be even so as well. And then we're gonna see up north classicpro playing with Persians, and we're gonna find Vinchester playing with, actually classicpro playing with Italians. We're gonna find Vinchester playing with Persians. So Italians, for both teams over here, they will both get a 15% discount on fish and ships, and then to go up to the next stage, on top of that we also get for Italians a 20% discount on gunpowder units, as well as 33% cheaper university and dock upgrades. And for the team bonus, we're gonna have for Italians also as a condottieri from the barracks in the Imperial Age. Hey Cyberdanchek. Hi. Beautiful. It's already collecting the first crocodile. Remember, for this map, instead of boars, you have crocodiles, so these will be the lurables. They do contain the same food as a boar, and they will be right next to the outpost for every player. Alright, so over here as well, and over here as well. I'm so happy that we're part of the game with Game Legion 8. Didn't stream in English? Right, wait. Crocodile have food? Yeah, for this map, crocodiles have food. That's going to be your lurable. So that's why it's important also for the players to get familiar with the maps, right? Otherwise they might think they have no boars and fall behind significantly. But have they? Because it doesn't seem like... Okay, classicpro is sending a villager over here. Everybody was already going for the first crocodile. There we go. And now classicpro is going for it as well. So it seems like SalzZ is aware. At the very least, with one player being aware already, it's enough for the other player to realize, right? They are in voice chat probably. And then on the right hand side, we're going to see also Margougou collecting this one. So everyone's going for it. We talked about Italians real quick. Let's go and talk about Persians. For Persians, we're going to have 50 extra food and 50 extra wood upon starting the game. Besides that, we get twice the HP on TCs and docks. That work 10, 15, and 20% faster in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages, respectively. Besides that, Persians will get for the team bonus 2 bonus damage against archer units from Nightline units. And the final civilization we have yet to talk about is going to be Byzantines with a 10, 20, 30, and 40% HP boost on buildings in the Dark Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages, as well as 25% discount on Skirm, Spear, and Camel Rider units. Besides that, we see for Byzantines also a 33% discount to go up to the Imperial Age, as well as 20% faster attacking fire line ships. And that's very, very important. That's going to be fire galleys, fire ships, and fast fire ships, of course, for which they even have a unique technology. And then on top of that, we're going to see for Byzantines also for the team bonus, the fact that monks are actually, yeah, monks can heal units 100% faster. The one thing I did not mention though was free town watch and free town patrol, which in this map specifically can be pretty strong. Because just getting vision from, you know, about what's coming your way since a little bit earlier, it's going to give you a little bit more time to react, potentially get quick walls and whatnot. Or maybe even try to go for a defensive tower, which in this map we are most likely not going to see for the teams, given just how exposed the villages will be to galleys. So yeah. I hope SalzZ checks the map and knows about food and on crocodiles. Yeah, they know. Everyone knows already, so it's pretty good. They're taking advantage of it, and there we go. Now players going up to the Feudal Age. Everyone's going up to the Feudal Age. Hey, that's pretty good. Close to 900 viewers are watching this match on 3 streams. 373 on Twitch, 504 on YouTube. So I imagine the 373 is between my stream and T West, and then 504 on YouTube will be... There you are. 504 on YouTube will be probably Nacho. Who else will be covering this? I'm pretty curious. Regardless though. Beautiful. We have a dog coming up forward over here for Vinchester. So that's going to be the second one for him though. He's gotten to the fuel age and he already starts going for fire galleys. Meanwhile, Margougou's got 2 dogs himself, but he's still waiting to get to the fuel age. Only gets there now. Meanwhile, we should see the first fire galley come out very soon for Vinchester, and that could be kind of problematic, of course, for Margougou, as he's going to be a little bit behind. Nice pick! That's now taking the scout. Fantastic. On YouTube is Wayne Chang. Oh! Interesting. I don't think I've heard about them before. But sounds good. There you are. If I'm really curious about how big YouTube audience is, it can be. It can be for sure. I'm waiting to see if Twitch is going to change their policy or not. They said that they were considering lowering the sub share for content creators on Twitch for streamers and removing exclusivity. If that turns out to be true, well, could potentially stream on multiple platforms at once, which would be pretty handy, of course. Let's check. Beautiful. Picking a little bit better for Margougou over here. Is that the case? Not for too much, but that is really good control. I thought I was going to lose that fire galley, but now it seems like he's going to end up losing these for sure. Those are huge shot. Well done. Takes the fire galleys right down. Goes right up against the fishing ships. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we don't have quite as much action. Classic Pro is roaming around. Annotoph's over here. Annotoph's been struggling to catch these galleys off guard, and of course, galley speed means that it's very unlikely that fire galleys will be able to get a good engagement over here. After we get past 5 or 6 standard galleys, they should be coming out on top compared to fire galleys. Beautiful. That was a huge shot though. Margougou ends up chunking this villager for a bunch of HP. He was trying to go after the villager, I'm pretty sure, but because the whale projectiles work for fire ships, they actually got obstructed by these fire galleys. Overall though, it's looking pretty good for Baguette. We have Margougou and Annotoph's units over here putting a lot of pressure against Vinchester. Now Vinchester's bringing a demolition rat. That's going to be a good shot. Well, these galleys coming over from Classic Pro. Notice how Annotoph just brought fire galleys over to the right hand side to provide support to Margougou, and they do end up pushing Vinchester down, but now Classic Pro with a good amount of galleys should be in a much better position, and he'll most likely be. That was a good shot as well from Classic Pro, and well done. It seems like SalzZ over here will end up getting water control at the center now. What is it looking like outside? Interestingly enough, Vinchester has actually not gone for any walls, while everyone else has been going for walls already. You take a look at here, and Margougou's going for a full wall, using stone walls even. Take a look at the left-hand side, and we see stone walls coming up as well for Annotoph, who's going to build across the land, and probably is just going to end up walling towards the edge of the map. But if Vinchester is able to break through over here, come in, that should put him in a pretty good position. There you go. Good amount of galleys over here for Annotoph. Managed to mass these. while Margougou was dying on the right hand side, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. We already have more galleys for Classic Pro since he had a production head start. And we have a bunch of fire galleys over here for Vinchester as well, so it's gonna be rough. Now Castle is coming up for Margougou, which is pretty nice. He's starting to go for fire galleys, soon to become fire ships. Now I don't know about that. Definitely would prefer for him to just go for standard galleys and go for the war galley upgrade. You know, with fire, unless he's thinking about putting pressure outside or defending himself outside. I don't see a dock outside for him whatsoever though, so whatever he's going for right now is going to be for center control. Well, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this. Fire ships are going to scale basically the same way as fire galleys in the Castle Age. Once we get to war galley for these galley units from Classic Pro, they are going to be a lot better. The war galleys, that is. There we go. Demolition rafts coming out right now for Margougou. He's going for the war galley upgrade, so these will turn into demolition ships very soon, which are so much stronger. Okay. Oh, the shot's coming up. Oh man, that was just he just missed. He just mistimed over there and missed the shot. He went for a demolition raft shot as opposed to a demolition ship. Now these are not the best shots that I have seen whatsoever. He's trying to go against whatever, but so far he's for the most part wasted the demo shots. Now that Classic Pro is about to finish researching war galley himself, he should take care of fire ships, he should take care of demolition ships. And you know, until Annotoph gets to the Castle Age himself, he can go for war galley. So it's gonna look so much stronger on water. Yeah, there we go. Check this out. This is what I'm talking about. Fire ships will simply not do. It's so far been a pretty interesting game. Usually at this stage we will already see a lot of action outside already, with like galleys roaming around and putting pressure. Now we see Margougou going for fire ships outside. It's gonna try to put some pressure over here. Given the fact that Vinchester, as we already stated earlier, is not walled at all, this could be kind of rough. Now Vinchester's actually just got into the Castle Age and he's going for double stables, which is pretty good because he'll be able to come forward and come straight in. As this is not walled towards the edge, this is only walled towards the land, right? So it's open over here, for instance, I think. No, that's closed actually. But it's open over here, I think. Yeah. Stuckly, I think it might be open over here too. No, that is closed. But anyway, we'll see. There we go. Beautiful quick vault though from Margougou. Well played. Well played. Otherwise these knights would have been in already. And as expected, Classic Pro is dominating on water. He's got more war galleys compared to Annotoph. And Annotoph's not going for anymore. And Margougou's got only fire ships. Once again, those are outside. Where are these? Yeah, they are outside. It's got some galleys, but those are outside once again. And center seems like it's going to go in favor of assaults for sure, as we anticipated when players started making a switch for the Castle Age. And this can be really good, of course. Now, what is so good about the center? You do have plenty of fish over here to collect. If you do not go for fishing ships, you do not really take advantage of having center control too much. You just prevent your opponent from collecting fish themselves, but if you don't go and do it yourself, then it's kind of a waste, right? So Now we see Vinchester actually is going to start going for fishing ships, which is pretty good. He's got only 2 TCs over here compared to the 3 TCs his teammates got. Vinchester simply won't be able to go for quite as many villagers, so using fishing ships over here is going to allow him to catch up a little bit. That was a good shot. He does not get him 1 villager. Probably not the best trade he could have gotten for sure, but still going to be pretty alright. And yeah, Vinchester actually did manage to come in. That's a conversion coming out for Margougou. Well done. Yeah, and Vinchester gets taken down over there while we see a second layer of walls coming up here for Margougou as well. So far, looking pretty good. SalzZ quite ahead. In terms of population, they are ahead by about 30% or so, which is a very large amount of extra units. You know, it's going to be almost a third more. And here comes Margougou with the demolition ship. Now this is what I want to see. Utilize it properly. He's trying to go after as many villagers as possible, and he gets a big shot. 5 villagers going down over there. Vinchester tried to micro, but couldn't do it. Does he know about this? He's gotta realize that there is something over here, right? He's been the one putting pressure for the most part. But yeah, he knows it's completely open, so he's gotta go for it, and we're gonna see the walls coming up. Now, interestingly enough, check this out. He'll go for the walls in such a way that we'll have something like this, probably. Or something like this, probably. But if he does not get a little bit closer to this area, he's not going to realize about this. So that's pretty bad. Now, I think we have gotten a stuck ship over here, though, which kind of sucks a little bit. There is a demolition ship that cannot be used. It's defense. Yeah, we'll see the houses come up over here, so he'll try to get the walls up, but I don't think he'll be able to do it on time. Here come the fishing ships, the fire ships, sorry. Fishing for villagers, though. Beautiful. Did Margougou now realize? I think he might not want to let Vinchester realize about this dock here. So that's why he did not go over the right-hand side. I think that's it, yeah. Now the villager should be going down to standard galleys, so he doesn't need to use a demolition ship over there. We're gonna see him go for demo shot elsewhere. Imperial H is here for Annotoph. Imperial H is on the way for Classic Pro. We're gonna see for Annotoph fast fire ship come up, which is huge. Does not really even have a dock already at the center, so he won't be able to take advantage of this too much to control the center anymore. But yeah. Oh man, those shots. Doesn't that taken a few nights over there? I'm not really sure that was completely worth it. Beautiful. Yeah. Oh, he gets 2 villagers over here though. Another big shot. It's a good shot over here from Vinchester, but yeah, it's a pretty interesting position for Margougou. Baguettes is significantly ahead in terms of military count. While SalzZ is still significantly ahead in worker count, all the idle economy we have right now, especially for Vinchester, and now on the left-hand side also for, yeah, for Classic Pro. Now that Annotoph finally managed to come straight through, he's denying a lot of economy over here with a bunch of fast fire ships. Plus, we have over here War Galley still. It's going to be very hard for Annotoph to come back. classicpro's got into the Imperial Leech himself. Yes, sir, classicpro. He's going for fast fire ship himself as well as shipwright. And you know what? You know what? SalzZ might be so far ahead in economy, but they were struggling to actually turn that into military units at all. So over here, Margougou and Annotoph are actually doing a lot of damage. Check this out. That was a good demo shot for Vinchester. But yeah, still definitely under a lot of pressure from Margougou. And then on the left-hand side, of course, still under a lot of pressure over here, classicpro versus Annotoph. However, he's finally starting to get some of his own units out. We have fast fire ships coming out, so he's finally making a transition from eco into military, and this is huge. This is great. If you take a look at the worker count for both these players on the left-hand side, we're going to see a much stronger economy for classicpro to work with, about twice as large as Annotoph, so he should be able to hold on right here, and he has. And now, if he can stabilize the situation back home, and it seems like he will, he should be able to come forward and start putting pressure on Annotoph himself. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, both these players are still kind of stuck in the Castle H. But it's certainly looking a lot better for Margougou, of course, for military count over here. It's still a little bit of a struggle for Vinchester to stabilize. Although he's starting to get to a good amount of units, he might be able to do it now. Nikolai's military count already, a little bit better even for SalzZ in general. Now Vinchester is pushing Margougou away. Nice. There we go. He stabilizes. Well done. Still retains almost twice the villager count compared to Baguettes, so pretty good position still. Gonna see Cannon Galleon come out for Annotoph. Well, I don't think he can utilize that until he gets past the choke point over here, which I don't think he'll be able to do given the stronger economy for classicpro and the stronger navy production. Those Cannon Galleon wouldn't be particularly useful, of course, so yeah, looking pretty good for SalzZ. They are close to doubling Baguettes in population total. Yeah, and with this round coming up over here against Annotoph, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Baguette call the GG very soon, seeing as to how they will not be able to hold on against this push. I mean, check this out. 30 freaking fast fire ships plus a bunch of war galleys coming straight his way. And they cannot defend it. They do call the GG. And SalzZ gonna get game number 1. For this neutral map, players have decided to start the series with. Let's go and take a look at the achievements real quick. What do we have for military? We're going to see a very strong KD for classicpro with a very close to 4:3 KD ratio. We're going to have a close to 1:1 KD ratio for Vinchester, so overall it's going to be positive for SalzZ. Meanwhile, for Baguettes, on the other hand, it's a little bit more of a struggle, right? Close to 4:5 over here for Margougou, just a little bit higher. And it's going to be about 19-20, a little bit higher than that for Annotoph. For economy instead, we're going to see also a stronger economy for SalzZ by quite a bit. Those extra workers allow them to get significantly ahead in terms of total resources collected, which they were able to utilize in order to catch up and eventually surpass the Baguettes. In terms of military at the end of the game, right? And you can see over here the worker count started going down a little bit for SalzZ. The moment we got all the units break through from Margougou and Annotoph, but they were able to not only hold on, but catch right back up. And as a matter of fact, I think they went up to about the same worker count as they were before, or probably even higher. So well done. Let's go back and wait for game number 2. And there you are. Welcome guys, everyone then to game number 2 in the set. It's taking place on Sumatra. Once again, this is going to have a monument per team. Generates about 45 gold per minute. Now, the teams will also have some fortified towers around the monument from the get-go to help protect it a little bit, but it's still not going to be giving them full control of the monument, of course. We could potentially still see an enemy unit come forward, for instance, and get close to the monument, get control, and walk away. Probably with a little bit less HP than it came in with. But yeah, it's still definitely possible. Like, the fortified towers will not keep control of it. For civilization, starting up north, we're going to see Sitaux playing with Saracens, and Annotoph is playing with Cumans. Now, this is a very interesting thing. We have seen this before, actually, Cumans on this map. And it can be pretty good, of course. It's fairly straightforward to wall. It's going to be a little bit pricey, right? It's going to be a little bit resource intensive, but it's not going to be too bad, especially considering the booming potential, right? With civilizations such as Cumans, going for something like from here to here, and then something like from here to here, is not going to be the worst thing in the world. And on the left-hand side, we could see, of course, they'll go for the walls themselves as well. Something like this, and this should be pretty good. And pretty straightforward for him to go for, actually. So if Sitaux was the one playing with Cumans, he probably would be a little bit happier about this, or not quite as concerned about it compared to Annotoph. In any case, we'll see for Saracens, starting with Sitaux civilization. First up, cheaper markets that trade resources for cheaper. We'll have for Saracens also 10 extra HP on camel units, as well as Saracens, we're gonna have for the team bonus 2 bonus damage from archer units against buildings, foot archer units against buildings, which can be really strong. You get a good amount of crossbows, you go for a good amount of potentially arbalesters. Even in the Imperial Age, you can just come forward and start dominating. Meanwhile, we're gonna find for Annotoph Cumans the ability to go for a second TC in the Feudal Age, which allows them to get ahead in economy since very early into the game. They're gonna have also a 75 with discount on archer ranges and stables, as well as the ability to go for a siege workshop or for siege workshops in the Feudal Age, from where they can train battering rams. They also get access to the capped ram upgrade in the Castle Age onwards, as well as 5, 10, and 15% faster moving cavalry units in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. We'll finally have for Cumans 33% extra HP on palisades, so these go up to 200 as opposed to your standard 150. So that's going to be pretty handy for walling this off, right? Interestingly enough, it seems like it's going to go towards the wall line over here, towards the edge of the map. It's going to be fine. Definitely would prefer for him to go for the walls forward so that he can also secure these resources, right? Because if he goes for something like this, then that means that he doesn't really secure this one too much. Could potentially get exposed to range units. If he had gone for something like this instead, then that secures this a little bit better. Although, it would, you know, kind of be hard to protect this area of the wall. It's not like if he goes for a wall like this, he's going to be able to defend this pretty easily either. So, I don't think it's going to be too bad. I guess he still will have some of the gold over here on the back, which is not bad. But yeah, anyway, this seems kind of rough. Down south then, for the civilizations, Baguettes, we get, actually for the civilizations for SalzZ, we're going to have Vinchester playing with Franks, and we have Mayans for Classic Pro. So this is a very common civilization combination we have seen, not only on this map, but on several different maps across the tournament. And for this one then, we're going to see for Franks for Vinchester, 20% extra HP on the cavalry unit starting on the Feudal Age onwards. A 35% discount on castle unit, on castles, we're gonna get also 15% faster working foragers, as well as free farm upgrades. And for the team bonus, you'll have also 2 extra line of sight and 9 line units. Meanwhile, Class Pro with Mayans begins with 1 extra villager, 50 less food because of it, 15% longer lasting resources, as well as 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. Finally, they'll get also for the team bonus a discount on walls, which means they're going to be paying less for these, but it's not going to be quite as strong as the Cuman walls, of course. And also Sitaux walls, right? Because Cuman's is going to be a team bonus. Pretty good! Now, Vinchester cannot really do too much over here, and Annotoph's already, yeah, secured himself. He's gone for a little bit of a cocoon wall. Nice. Hey, Arbase, hi. I finally managed to get the custom bot name working, which is the reason why I was using Stream Elements in the first place. It's been broken for quite a while, but I was able to fix this. So now, if you utilize any of the stream commands, Pot of Empires is going to take care of it. There we go. Is the set live, RX? This set is live. And after this one, we're gonna have another set live between the Gale and AMZ. So 2 sets for the day. They just scared of that? Yeah. Earlier today. DC's already up, or coming up for Annotoph. He was able to get control of the Monument 4 though. This is actually pretty good. Did he take too much? Wow, he did not take any damage actually. Getting the Monument over here. Well done. We do have the 45 towers already up from the very beginning. Yeah. And well, if Vinchester and Classic Pro are not checking the minimap, they might not realize about this. That's going to be some extra resources already for Annotoph. There you are. Beautiful. Nice push over here. Sitaux is able to defend against the militias. Militias were not able to do much of anything over there from Classic Pro. Over here on the right hand side, still unable to do much of anything from Vinchester either. Yeah, and SalzZ has struggled. Vinchester will go up to the Castle Age in just one moment. He's actually gone up pretty late. He's got a Blacksmith and the Stable coming up right away, so it's going to be a fast castle attempt over here. Yeah, I think they have not realized about this, which is unfortunate. I did ask about the possibility of adding a conversion sound or something to the monument, and I was told that it's not currently possible to do so, so players will just need to try and keep up with it. SalzZ just noticed that they lost the monument. Yeah. We'll see a villager coming over right now, and over here, Sitaux seems to have realized about Vinchester collecting or taking this monument a lot sooner, so they are going for it. Do we have enough defensive units over here? Yeah, you bet your butt. Sitaux should be able to defend. Nice. Check this out! We have a scout! From Annotoph still hanging around. He goes and takes the monument once again. Will they realize? It's actually really smart from Annotoph. Just going to leave the scout over there. He's already gotten some scouting information. And now that he's got the extra military units, he doesn't need the scout quite as much necessarily, right? And Vinchester says, hey, the monument, dude, again, it got stolen. So what do? Well, if you take a look at SalzZ units, we do have both scouts, but these are kind of far away. Vinchester's just going to bring his own scout back, and he's probably just going to leave it here to chill and keep control, right? Because at this point, you can just scout with actual units, with extra units, it's fine. Here comes Classic Pro. I really don't like the lack of team walls from the Baguette. I was thinking about the possibility of going for a team wall, especially because of the Cuman players, so they will have peace of mind. But we saw a Drush come up from both Vinchester and Classic Pro. If they were trying to go for the team wall, they probably would have ended up losing a villager or two, while still staying open. So I do understand the decision to go for local walls. Interestingly enough, I was not expecting this kind of aggression for SalzZ, but they went for it. In the end, it does end up kind of working out for the Baguette. But ideally, they want to transition into a team wall eventually as well, though. It's good to protect you at the very beginning, right? But now they have control over here on the hill. They have a bunch of crossbows. Should be able to hold on to this location. And they can try and go for a team wall right now, I would say. Yeah, so it's coming up now for Annotoph and for Classic Pro as well. Taking a look at resources, Classic Pro's not been collecting stone whatsoever, so it's just going to be standard archers for him. Right now, we do have more archers for Sitaux. He does have the defender's advantage over here as well, of course. Ideally, he's going to want to go for extra archer ranges. He's got a bunch of archers queued up, and he's got only 2 archer ranges. So it'll take a bunch of time for him to get the units out. Nice, though. He gets monument control over here, Vinchester. Again. We have already ballistics for Sitaux, so of course these knights will struggle. Beautiful. No +2 for Vinchester, yeah. That's going to be a big struggle. Annotoph's got +2 coming up already, and because of the Cuman civilization, right? He's going for the 3rd DC right now, while still retain a very nice villager lead. 9 extra villagers compared to Vinchester. Once he gets the 3rd DC up, he'll retain his villager lead, while being able to keep up in villager training compared to Vinchester. It's pretty good. Here comes the Baguette. Knights on the way from Annotoph. Chain bar the armor already. Still no chain bar the armor for Vinchester. Still no forging for Vinchester. Baguette looking pretty strong over here in terms of military and worker count as well. This is close for the time being. And we're gonna see one of the stables go down for sure. While Vinchester just tries to keep up. It's going for wheelbarrow. We have had wheelbarrow for Annotoph for a while. Defensive castle's coming up over here for Vinchester. Is this castle coming out on time? I think it will. That is a bunch of villagers trying to get the castle up, and it should be coming up just in time. Although these knights will most likely end up breaking through the stable. Yeah, it's unlikely. Yeah, there we go. Actually, he doesn't even manage to break through. It's unlikely he will be able to come in anyway because of the castle, so well played from Vinchester over there. Being the only player collecting stone right now, it does kind of strike me by surprise a little bit, because Classic Pro, playing with Mayans, will definitely have a lot of value in a castle himself. Not only for defense, but also for access to plumed archers, of course. Potentially even El Dorado, right? If he was able to go up to the Imperial Age faster, for instance. But yeah, check this out, guys. Sitaux playing with Saracens will allow Annotoph to break through over here really quickly. So here they come, and the castle over there might not have made too much of a difference whatsoever. Here come the guys. That's a lot of units from Baguettes. 60 military units total right now. They have 45 forward. Meanwhile, we have 41 total for Classic Pro and Vinchester. even with the defender's advantage. And check that out. That is not a good location for the castle right now. Not under this much pressure. And here come the Knights. How many crosses do we have for both players? We have 28 for Classic Pro, 29 for Sitaux. Do you have +1/+1 for Classic Pro, but he's getting surrounded by Knights, so I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference, and these crosses should get cleaned up. Which means TCs will be exposed, which means a lot of the economy over here for Vinchester will be exposed as well. We could see Knights going under the TCs, and these crosses, of course, providing supplementary damage. And here they come, no quick walls whatsoever, so you can bet your butt we're gonna see a bunch of villagers dying over here very soon. Just trying to get out of here, but he can't! He can't because he's actually trapped! We have wood! Oh man! This is so well played, a bunch of these villagers going down, and there will be a bunch of extra villas going down as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see the GG being called already by SalzZ, but they're gonna keep on going. After all, they do have the second castle coming up, and they are still going to be on 3 TCs over here. On the right hand side, Vinchester will still be on 3 TCs, right? So it's not bad, I guess. But this is already a lot of damage. Let's move down south. Yeah, and all these villages going down tonight as well. You know, even if Baguettes ended up getting cleaned up over here, these Knights going down to the castles and whatnot, both will be in the Imperial Age very soon. Classic Pro might be going up to the Imperial Age a little bit faster himself. He'll get access to our ballisters. But you gotta keep in mind that all the crosses we have forward for Sitaux are not the entirety of his army, so even if he lost all of these, he would still have 24 archers to upgrade to our ballisters very soon, that he's got back home actually in a second group. Now he's finally added extra archer ranges. He should be able to keep up with production. Let's take a look at how many archer ranges we have for Classic Pro. It's going to be 4 and 4. So yeah, our ballistas will not really make too much of a difference for Classic Pro. The moment, of course, Sitaux gets to the Imperial Age himself. And plus, Annotoph gets to the Imperial Age. He goes for Cavalier, plate bar, and armor. Well, that's certainly not going to suffice then for these arbalistas anymore. We'll see. 20 versus 22, looking a little bit better for Sitaux. In terms of upgrades, better for Classic Pro, of course. But now Sitau's got into the Imperial Age. We see Bracer on the way. Should see Arbalesters, and Arbalesters coming up. Should see Chemistry very soon. Chemistry is gonna follow suit. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at Classic Pro, and he already has Bracer, but no Chemistry just yet. Cavalier coming up. They can hold on for 1 more minute. They're gonna get Cavalier. Arbalester, Bracer already for Baguettes. Good unit control, well done. Yeah, 40 more seconds, can they do it? They do have the hill over here though to work with, and now we have Arbalesters already for Sitaux, so these Knights cannot approach this army. Yeah, and they were able to do it! And about 1 more minute, we're gonna get Chemistry in addition to this as well for these Arbalesters, and that's going to be GG! So guys, Baguettes catches up over here, equalizes the series. We'll see in game number 3 who gets the lead once again, but very, very well played. For the achievements then, we'll find there was a very strong KD for Sitaux and for Annotoph. Very close to 4-1 for Sitaux, and Annotoph very close to 7-2. While it was significantly lower, of course, for SalzZ, both SalzZ players with a 1-4 KD ratio for Classic Pro and a very close to 1-3 KD ratio for Vinchester. With so many of those units being villagers as well, the Vinchester ended up losing over there at the end. Of course, their economy is not going to be the best. We see a bunch of extra resources collected over here for Baguettes, fueled by a much stronger economy, especially towards the end. Even before they got to the Imperial Age, after they started getting some villagers down, right, from the purple player, they were able to get significantly ahead as well. So this was not going to slow down anytime soon. Well done. Let's go back and wait for game number 3. And welcome everyone to the next one.
Okay.
So, what do we get? On the left hand side, we have Margougou playing with Franks, we have Sitaux playing with Mayans. The same civilizations we saw last time around from SalzZ in the previous game, we're gonna see Baguettes utilized over here, so we have talked about both of these already. On the right hand side, we're gonna see Classic Pro playing with Vietnamese. Meanwhile, Vinchester's playing with Poles. I would imagine at this point, the players are probably not utilizing any of the new civilizations. But of course, we still have games 4 and 5. See what we get. Regardless, though, we haven't really seen very long games on this map whatsoever. So I'm kind of curious as to how long this one is going to be. I would say probably not very long. For these civilizations, starting with Classic Pros first, we're going to see that Vietnamese will provide, first off, 20% extra HP on archer units. On top of that, we see for Vietnamese also no wood cost and eco upgrades whatsoever. Then they also get free conscription. They know the starting location of enemy TCs at the very beginning of the game, so in this case, right, as it was a kind of nomad start, they are going to... The TCs will be revealed only after they go up. But yeah. For the team bonus, Classic Pro will provide access to the Imperial Skirmisher upgrade and unit. Meanwhile, taking a look down south, we'll see that Vinchester playing with Poles will get 5, 10, 15, and 20 HP regeneration on villagers per minute. And then on top of that, we also have for Poles stone miners who can collect 0.5 units of gold per unit of stone that they mine. They also get access to full work as opposed to... Beautiful. As opposed to mills. And then finally for the team bonus, Poles will also get 1 bonus damage from Scotland units against archer type units. So it's pretty good. And already we see the forward come up at the center. This is pretty interesting. He's going for it. They do have some fish in the back, but they have not realized about it. And over here on the left hand side as well. Margougou and Sitaux also have some fish in the back. It seems like Margougou is already realizing about this. Which of course means that Vinchester should know about it too. Sorry, that Sitaux should know about it too. And Sitaux is actually, yeah, flying his location up north.
Witajcie.
Tak.
Let's check.
Điện hạ có gì sai bảo?
Dạ bẩm có Thảo Dân. Thảo Dân xin chào.
Yeah, Classic Pro and Vinchester, they are both going forward. Which is kind of unfortunate. If we take a look at their point of view, they have not realized about the back resources. Usually want to go and take a look because oftentimes both teams are going to have some safe resource over here on the back, and because they just went straight forward and did not bother to scout the back, they are kind of missing out on a bunch of safe resources. But yeah, how safe this forward is going to be or how unsafe is really going to depend on how this game goes in the village and whether or not Margougou and Sitaux try to put pressure forward, right? So we'll see. For the time being, Margougou is going up to the village already on 18 population, so this is going to be a very aggressive scout push. And that might be enough for him to start putting pressure already against Vinchester or Classic Pro, of course. Meanwhile, we do see Classic Pro going up, although he's going up on 2 extra villagers. He's going up about 50 seconds later. That should be the case. That's not going to be quite the case over here, so it seems like Margougou actually struggles a little bit. Maybe he got a little bit of idle TC time. Yeah, he did. Although Vinchester managed to get some idle TC time himself as well, so the fact that he's still going up less than 50 seconds later compared to Margougou with 2 extra villagers. Oh no! Wait a moment, never mind. Yeah, that is going to be actually close to 1 minute later, so never mind. Yeah. It does check out. I was tripping over there for a moment. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna see the first villager go down over here already. That's gonna be the first kill. Yes, sir. First blood in the game. We'll see most likely not another villager go down over here as well. Yes, sir. The quick walls did not come up on time. That was a good attempt, though.
Dạ vâng, có thảo dân.
Xin chờ lệnh.
Fantastic. We might see another villager go down over there, although the quick walls do come out just in time. Man, just save one villager. 2 lost over here is already going to be quite bad. He wasn't able to get barracks up on time, so now he's going to be delayed to the archer ranges. And Vinchester, he's got stable coming up, and he's got a preempted tower coming up as well. He knows what might be coming his way, simply by how much later he got up to the village, and most importantly, how freaking early Margougou was able to click up himself as well. So scouts are coming out over here from Margougou already. He's got 1 forward, very low HP, of course. After taking some villages down, that scout's going to be kind of battered a little bit. And then the second scout over here is going to be full HP, so he should be coming forward. Should be putting pressure over here, and he might be able to get some damage done. One thing I think Vinchester could do for himself is just get some quick walls over here around the lumberjacks as well, and yeah. Not really sure if he could potentially even go for something like this, right, to protect himself, but still a bunch of these villages will be exposed. So we do see a second tower coming up. With only 2 scouts over here for Margougou to work with, I think it's gonna be fine. Vinchester's got some defensive scouts coming out right now as well, so it doesn't seem like Margougou will be able to do too much damage over there. And that's a very nice play from Vinchester, defending himself even before aggression comes over. Which is not the guy who plays safe, and with pulse he will definitely have a good tempo. We'll see. So far, he's done a pretty good job over here. Has he been collecting stone? He's been collecting stone, so he might not have had to use the market to get the towers up. Yeah, I don't think he did. So well played. Here come the scouts. That's gonna be 1 villager going down. Yes, sir! We do have a weak villager over there still left for Classic Pro. We'll see if Margougou realizes about that.
Thảo dân xin chờ lệnh.
The left-hand side, Scott's coming over from Vinchester. And he won't be able to do too much of anything over here. Sitaux is already protected. He's got a tower coming up, and he's got all the walls already up over here, so he's in a pretty good spot. Rough start for Classic Pro? Absolutely. SalzZ behind right now in population overall by about 10 units. They're behind by about 4 in military count. They are behind by 7 at this point by worker count. So yeah.
Điện hạ có gì sai bảo? Có tiểu nhân xin phụng mệnh. Điện hạ có gì sai bảo?
Let's check. Beautiful. The engagement coming up right now with a hill advantage over here. SalzZ should be able to take the engagement for sure. We do have more units though right now for Baguettes, so they are trying to keep up. About 6 left for each team, and it's very, very close with the scouts over here going down actually from Margougou. Vinchester is able to hold on. Yeah, to a good engagement in the end. He does end up pushing them out. That was a really close engagement, and it definitely could have gone either way. But that was a very good unit control for SalzZ as well. Very well played. See a few extra archers coming over from Sitaux over here. We have some archers from Classic Pro as well, and you know, they need to hold on. SalzZ definitely the team on the back foot right now, so if they are able to get better engagements over here, that's going to allow them to survive in this game a little bit longer. Classicpro is going back towards the tower. Meanwhile, over here, Vinchester's going to try and surround these archers, but it's going to be a struggle for sure. Very, very close still. A little bit higher HP pool once again for SalzZ, and a lot of that's going to be also due to the extra archers we have from classicpro, plus the extra HP, of course. There's a lot of action right now. Now, Sitaux seems like he'll be the first player to go up to the castle edge. He's been using the market quite a bit. Meanwhile, it doesn't seem like it's going to be possible for Vinchester or classicpro to go up to the castle edge quite yet, even while using the market. So this should put Sitaux in a pretty good spot. Freaking Mayans, man. 10% cheaper archers already at this point. They've been going for a bunch of these units, so you can see that's been a bunch of savings. Longer lasting resources too. Extra villager, overall pretty good. SalzZ still holding on. But they are kind of hanging from a thread right now. One bad engagement, the game's over. So they just gotta be very greedy over here. They just gotta hold on to the defender's advantage, ideally to the hill advantage as well, staying very close to the plateau. Will be 20 crosses soon? Yes, absolutely. Vinchester will be able to go up to the castle edge very soon, but now we have both players from Baguettes going up to the castle edge, and nobody from SalzZ is going up just yet. So this might be a shortish game. Once again, we'll see. Vinchester and classicpro, even if they tried to force an engagement over here, would actually be behind in terms of units, so... You know, the moment Sitaux gets to the castle edge, wouldn't be surprised to see SalzZ just try to get the engagement before the upgrades come out, but the problem is, even with fuel age units, we do have significantly more over here for Baguettes. SalzZ going to walk away. They split ways. We're gonna see Vinchester go down south in order to get some damage done, or hopefully also keep the attention around Margougou's base, or, you know, around Baguette's side of the map, as opposed to these units going forward. But he'll only get attention from Margougou, not from Sitaux. So these units are coming in. We do have the crossman upgrade and bulking arrow upgrades. Finally, Castle H on the way for Vinchester, and classicpro still waiting to go up. Well, this might be going in favor of Vinchester. He's got bloodlines over here, so his units are significantly higher HP compared to Margougou, but with some good unit control, Margougou might actually be able to come out on top, and it seems like he will! Well done! He takes all the scouts down. We have the same upgrades over here with Scale Bar and Armor Plus Forging for both players, but Margougou completely dominates. Here comes Sitaux. I saw Forging over there too, but I think he might have finished researching it in the middle of the fight, maybe. I just took a look at it after the fight and I saw he already had it. But yeah, I might have finished researching it just in time. In which case, well played. Well played to the Baguette. He already had it? I'm talking about Vinchester. I saw that he had +1 attack as well. As soon as the fight was over, but I think he might have finished researching it in the middle of it. If he didn't have it before. Regardless though. Right. Yeah. This is a very strong push from Sitaux+Margougou. Margougou is cleaning those archers up. Yeah, and interestingly enough, we're actually going to see Vinchester make a switch over to knights. Should be going for it. Yeah, there you are. And Classic Pro, well, only now gets to the Castle Age. He's got Crossman upgrade on the way, but SalzZ is so far behind in military count. We have 11 to 1 actually distribution in military for Baguettes, 11 to 1 ratio in favor of Baguettes. So that'll be GG right there. And well, the Baguette will end up taking the lead over here after starting and kind of on the back foot. Let's go and take a look at the achievements real quick. They are able to get the lead. For military, we're going to see a very nice KD for Margougou. In the end, it's going to be very, very close to 1, about 19 to 20 over here. Or actually, there's going to be more like... I'm not really sure what I'm talking about. 19 to 10, yeah. Besides that, we're going to see for Sitaux a better than 1-to-1 KD ratio over here, while for economy, we do have a stronger economy for Baguette. And this game was not particularly eventful. If you take a look at the economy, it was like always higher for Baguette, even if by a little bit. And I imagine that's probably because of a slight worker lead, right? And it makes sense. They did have Mayans over here, so they did start with 1 extra worker. And you take a look at the very beginning over here, you're going to see... Yeah. Higher worker count for Baguettes for the majority of the game, so well played. I do take advantage of it as well. Let's go back and wait for game number 4. So far. And yeah, we'll see what we get. I have a pasta somewhere. Yeah. You're kind of making me hungry just talking about it. A little bit. I still have to wait about 3.5 hours before my breakfast, but yeah, I think I'll probably just have some omelets for dinner later today. And for breakfast, my usual sandwich. Wait a moment though, there's a pause, 55 seconds into the game. Hopefully we don't have a... Okay, yeah, there we go, a restart. They're just going to keep on going. Just had some pasta that I made 2 days ago. Finally finished it. Nice. Did buy a net of small avocados today. Small avocados. Small seeds too. I'm pretty curious about that. Well, the avocados that I buy are usually pretty small as well. Probably not even a handful, right? Just maybe the size of a... I want to say a pear, but I know that in some other countries, you know, certain fruits are going to be significantly different size compared to here, so maybe a pear is not the best comparison point. Well, anyway, I'm digressing. Taking a look at the civs here, as usual, we're going to start on the left-hand side with Sitaux playing with Hans and Margougou playing with the Sicilians. We have 2 civilizations we have not seen yet. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we have Tartars for Classic Pro and we have Khmer for Vinchester, so 2 civilizations we have not seen yet either. Normal avocados are just bigger than a pear, I'd say. For us here, normal avocados are about the same size or smaller than a pear. And certain avocados, which grow locally, but are not the ones that they sell at stores, because they import the ones that they sell at stores, even though the local ones are much better. They are significantly larger. Size of your fist? Well, I guess it depends on whose fist, right? I am 5'10", and I would say an avocado is probably a little bit smaller than the size of my fist in terms of volume. Though to be fair, I do have fairly skinny hands. Anyway, I could probably just take a picture and show you at some point. But regardless, I'm digressing. Let's talk about the civilization. Starting on the left-hand side with Sitaux. Playing with Hans means that he'll get 50% accuracy and trebuchets as opposed to 15%. I'm just going to take a look at all the scouts, make sure that we are not missing any lames. We are not. Okay. And then on top of that, we're going to see for Hans also 10 and 20% cheaper cavalry archer units in the castle and imperial ages. On top of that, we'll have for Hans 100 less wood upon starting the game, but they do not need to build houses. Well, for the team bonus instead, we'll see also 20% faster working stables, which can be pretty strong. Up north for Margougou playing with Sicilians, his teammate is going to provide one. Actually, he's going to start with 100 extra stone, although he does not get access to towers. He gets access to dungeons instead. Besides that, Sicilians will also get villages who can build TCs and castles 100% faster starting in the castle age onwards. They also get 100% extra food on farms per each farm upgrade as opposed to your standard amount. And then for the rest of the bonuses, we're going to see 50% less bonus damage as Sicilian units take against enemy units on land, except for siege weapons. While for the team bonus, we'll get, in addition to that, for them actually a water bonus, which is not very relevant. So on the right hand side, SalzZ going to have Khmer and Tatters for Vinchester and Classic Pro. And for Vinchester, Khmer will get 10% faster moving battle elephant line units. They will also have farmers who do not need mills or TCs to drop food on. No building requirements. They can garrison 5 villages inside each house as well. And then for Khmer, we'll have for the team bonus 1 extra range on scorpion line weapons. Oh, check this out though. Classic Pro is coming forward already with a little bit of a raid. It's got a small drush over here. 2 militia drush, popularized during KOTD 4 and standardized for the game since then. Beautiful. Yeah, and then before we get too much more action over here and the players are starting to get to the fuel age already. For Tatters, for Classic Pro Civilizations, we're going to have... For Classic Pro Civilization, we're going to have first off 25% higher damage against enemy units when fighting from a higher elevation, which on this map can happen very frequently. We'll see for Tatters also 50% extra food on herdables, as well as 2 additional sheep underneath each newly built TC started in the Castle Age. And then on top of that, they'll also have... Let's check. Beautiful. And on top of that, they're also going to have free thumb ring and free Parthen tactics, which can be very strong. Now, nice pick over there. Classic Pro was trying to get the scout forward to block the villager, but he couldn't do it. He still has managed to idle these villagers quite a bit. You take a look at the worker efficiency for these guys in the last minute. It's been less than 50%. In total, it's been less than 75%. So this is actually not too bad for Classic Pro, even if he's unable to get any villagers down. For the team bonus, finally, Tatters will also get 2 extra line of sight on cavalry archer units, and that's about it. So anyway, thank you for this event, dude. You're welcome. Big shout out, as usual, to Coyotl and Matt Gather. They were actually the ones who came up to me with the idea of having Terra Nova duos. For those of you who might not be familiar with the history of Terra Nova is originally a 1v1 tournament that took place in 2020. I've been playing Terra Nova 2 for a very long time. And when I got offered the chance of hosting Terra Nova 2, I took it. And once again, it wouldn't have been possible if it weren't because of Coyotl and Matt Gather. So big shout out to them as well. Scout's coming forward already from Vinchester. He's got 3. We have only 1 for Sitaux. Sitaux's already in the fuel age, but he's just going for defensive spearmen. Not much in terms of aggression at all. Meanwhile, Margougou's got some scouts coming up. Classic Pro should be able to defend himself. He will. He's got some spearmen coming out as well. So it's overall pretty good. Let's check. Nice push. Doesn't have losing the militias over there, but it doesn't matter. I think he already affected their economy. More than enough at this point. So SalzZ looking a little bit better for military. We do have some extra units. Now, this is a very small lead still, though, and in terms of absolute count, it's not too high. And how was that great quick roll coming up for... Wow! From Classic Pro, just by the skin of his teeth, the villager does end up Surviving over here, that was so close.
Emriniz hazır. Emrinizge malzeme hazır.
Yeah, good defense. Fantastic overall.
Emriniz hazır.
Left on side. Scouts coming over from Vinchester. Yeah, and he should be able to get more villagers down over here. So far managed to get one. Let's take a look at the overall eco KD. Yeah. It's been only one villager. That was so close. Such a close call for Classic Pro. The end, the fact he did not take any losses is nothing short of remarkable. And then on the left-hand side, of course, with all this pressure coming up, that's going to be more villages going down for sure from Margougou, and Vinchester's got a lot of scouts over here, so that's a village going down. Plus, we're going to have another one going down for sure. Yes, sir. There we go. Well played. Overall, 3-0 Eco KD in favor of SalzZ. Seems like Vinchester might be the first player to go up to the castle age as well very soon. Margougou, despite having gone for scouts himself, he's been struggling actually to get too much damage done. Now he'll just be able to clean these archers up most likely. Here we are. Yeah, but still Vinchester's got 6 scouts to work with over here. Kind of ignore the villagers over there in order to go up against these scouts, I imagine. But should be able to get more villagers down. Now he's going up against the skirmishers. He's trying to split up as well. He does end up getting picked up over there. It's going to be only 5 scouts left for him, but still should be more than enough to clean these scouts up, plus taking the weak villager and potentially even another one. He is cautious though and walks back while he goes up to the castle age. And taking a look at the other team, it seems like Sitaux might actually be able to go up to the castle age himself very soon. Interestingly enough, we're going to see both Margougou and Sitaux go for scouts here. And we have seen before teams going for cavalry only. Interestingly enough. But yeah. It's open though. Nice. Mark the abuse. Yeah. Right hand side. Yeah, Spearman coming over from Sitaux. Guess what? That's not gonna do too much. Plus Vinchester's got 2 houses right next to the goal over there. Should be able to protect his villagers just fine. There we go. Hey, Captain Cookie. Hi. Yeah, just when I was about to say now, he might actually be able to get some damage done over here. He does get 1 villager, but Vinchester does manage to garrison the village inside the houses, so it's gonna be fine, and this disease should be coming up. Well played. Left hand side. We have light cavalry right now from Vinchester coming forward as well, plus these archers. There could be a lot of pressure coming up very soon. Castle is on the way now for Classic Pro as well, so it's once again going to be very soon both SalzZ players in the castle age with not only knights, light cavalry, but also crossbows, which will be very, very hard to defend against for the Baguette. However, castle age will be here very soon for Sitaux. He's been going for some of the upgrades, so he's got bloodlines, he's just finished researching scale bar armor. Once it gets to the castle age, we're going to see chain bar armor and most likely knight production coming out. Let's take a look at resources. Nobody has been collecting any stones, so it doesn't seem like we'll see any castles come up over here. with these civilizations, you would only want the castle, let's say, for Margougou in order to go for First Crusade. Sitaux wouldn't really want to utilize castles unless he wanted to go for something like Marauders, right, to produce Tarkans if he was up against a lot of range units from Classic Pro, so to say. But then Classic Pro would also have access to camels. So it doesn't seem like a castle is going to be too appealing of a pursuit over here necessarily, for at the very least for Baguette necessarily. But it could still be fantastic for defenses for the most part. Getting one castle will allow you to defend yourself against Castle Age pushes, right? It's going to be a good defense against basically any Castle Age units. And yeah, nobody has been collecting stone whatsoever, so they seem to be just relying on actual units, which might not actually work out too well. Now the Crossman upgrade and Bakinaro upgrades are coming up for Classic Pro. He's already been able to get a village down over here, and he could potentially get another one over there too. Here we are, here come the knights, the light cavalry, the archers about to become crossbows. Now these are crossbows. And this engagement's gotta go in favor of SalzZ, right? Well, I think it should. Let's check. Well, we don't have chain borrowed armor though for Vinchester, to be fair. Sitaux does have it. So it does not take quite as much damage, although Sitaux does have a few extra scouts coming over. That's going to be enough if the knights were not strong enough anyway. But that was actually kind of rough. Why would Vinchester not go for chain borrowed armor? That is an incredibly important upgrade. And he didn't even have bloodlines! He's only going for bloodlines now. Sometimes I just assume the players go for the upgrades. And I missed that, but he did not. Oh my lord, that is so scuffed from Vinchester. Probably realized about it only after he took the engagement. So this actually puts Baguette, you know, on the front foot. Kind of. Margougou is still very much stuck in the feudal age. Meanwhile, SalzZ got both players in the castle age while still having a higher worker count. So it shouldn't take too long for SalzZ to come back. But anyway, cavalry archers switch over here for Classic Pro. I do like, for sure. And I feel like cavalry archers and knights are going to be just so much more effective. Potentially elephants will be so nasty as well. But of course, you gotta be very careful of daydreaming. He meant to pick Burgundians. He meant to pick Magyars and get the upgrade. Get the +2 upgrade. For free, which would have compensated at the very least for knights and knights. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, pretty good pressure over here from Sitaux. Will he manage to get too much down over here? Probably not. Still waiting for chain borrowed armor for Vinchester. Did he not realize about it? He might not have realized about it whatsoever. Beautiful. A little bit of a struggle over there, it seems, by one of the players. Alright, nice push over here from Margougou. Or nice defense over here from Margougou. We have only one crossman left. What is he doing? He's leaving. There's one crossman over there still. Okay, there we go. Here come the knights. Yeah, 100% he did not realize about this. This is really bad. Here we go. Beautiful. With knights plus cavalry archers, they should be able to get a much better trade over here. We're gonna see some scouts coming over from Margougou. still kind of stuck in the fuel age. These scouts will not be particularly strong. And now we see Iron Casting coming up for Vinchester. Dude, go for chain bar and armor. I'm just losing my mind. Yeah, he's not realized. But that's kind of weird though, because he had to go to the blacksmith to go for Iron Casting. Well, it's still going to be alright. You know, he's not up against any range units, so it's okay. Getting Iron Casting over here is going to have the same practical effects against enemy melee units, in any case. It's going to make them a little bit stronger, even against spearline units, so it's not the worst. But still SalzZ looking very strong anyway. You know, with the second TC already out for Classic Pro over here, the third TC coming up, and 3 TCs already out for Vinchester as well. It doesn't seem like SalzZ gonna be falling behind anytime soon. And finally, Castellage is on the way for Margougou. There is so much catching up they have to do. I would say it's not very realistic to say that they're likely to come back into this one. So SalzZ looking pretty strong right now. In terms of military, they are significantly ahead by about 50%. In terms of worker count, we're going to have a very nice lead up over 50% over here, actually over 60% at this point. Extra workers. And yeah, they are finally making a switch to stronger military production as well. So the lead that they had is going to keep on increasing right now, right? They have like triple stable knight production, triple archer range, cavalry archer production. Very soon Baguette's going to be under so much pressure they won't be able to get out of their bases at all. Yeah, thank you, Arbase. That's correct. 10 melee damage from Gaia. Check. Yeah, that is a bunch of units going down. Sitaux does end up coming out on top over here. Doesn't matter? Probably not. Check this out. Classic Pro up north denying so much of this farming economy already from Margougou. You take a look at worker count. Well, Margougou is down to 41, so it's not the best. His economy is not going to allow him to go for extra farms easily either. If you take a look at the amount of resources he's got right now, yeah, he can actually rebuild this elsewhere. Just going to go full gold. So that he can at the very least use the market to balance his economy and keep on going for units, but right now, well, SalzZ, they are higher than twice the population compared to Baguettes. Overall score is extremely one-sided, and this should be pretty much game already. Baguette's not calling it, but it's been a pretty strong performance from SalzZ so far. The engagement coming up over here. We finally have chain bar and armor for Vinchester, so he should dominate over here. He's got the hill advantage as well. That's going to be the GG coming up from Sitaux. As Margougou taps out as well, SalzZ equalized. This is a series. This is huge, guys. We're going to have a tiebreaker for game number 5 now. We're going to take a look at the achievements for sure, but I want to take a look at what the standings are looking like right now to see what this set is going to represent for these guys. So, first off, we have a 3-2, a better than 3-2 kill ratio for Vinchester, which is great, very close to 3-2 for Classic Pro as well, which is pretty good. And for the economy, we're going to get also a stronger economy for SalzZ by quite a bit, well over 50% of resources collected, and going higher, of course. How so? Because of this incredible worker count lead as well. Volcano, yes, at the very center of the map, there is a volcano that deals damage to any nearby units. Not directly, not like it's not going to be a surface kind of effect. Rather, it's going to attack any nearby units. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it over here, right? And it's got 10 melee damage projectiles with ballistics. So yeah, I noticed how Vinchester was zigzagging over there. Yeah, well done. Anyway, let's go back. And predictions coming up. Once again. Who wins game number 5? You have 5 minutes to cast your predictions. Option 1, SalzZ. Option 2, Baguettes. It's go and check civilizations. Let's check the map. Starting with Margougou, he'll be playing with Koreans on the left-hand side in the flank position. Meanwhile, Sitaux is playing as a pocket with Burgundians. I don't think we have seen too much of this before. I think we have seen Burgundians over here, but not too much of. And by the looks of it, they're not going to utilize any of the new civilizations already, we can see. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, for the flank player, we're going to get Japanese for Classic Pro. Meanwhile, for Vinchester, we got Hans in the pocket position. It's very interesting. Usually we would see different civilizations. Told you they wanted Burgundians. We'll go and talk about each civilization in just 1 second. But before we do so, I would like to know what viewership is like for this set. Because now I know that Sitaux is actually casting this. Or he's streaming his point of view, right? And he's playing the game right now, so I'm pretty curious. I imagine his stream is going to be accounted for as well with the viewers command. But anyway, on the left hand side, starting then. Yeah, there we go. 349 on Twitch, 663 on YouTube. Is this still the same guy on YouTube that was streaming before? Well, it's pretty good. We do have a full set over here, right? At the side for game 5. It's pretty nice. Nacho? No, it was somebody else. I don't remember the name of this guy. Or girl. I'm really sure. I hadn't heard of them before. But apparently they have quite the audience on YouTube. Well, anyway, taking a look at the civilizations here, starting with Margougou on the left-hand side, playing with Koreans means we're going to have actually 3 extra line of sight and villagers, as well as 20% faster working stone miners. Besides that, we'll get for Koreans free archer armor upgrades, free tower upgrades, as well as a 20% wood discount on military units except for siege weapons, while for the team bonus, they'll provide also 1 minimum range only on magnet-line weapons. He'll be facing Classic Pro, who's playing with Japanese. Now, for Japanese, Classic Pro will get 5, 10, 15, and 20% faster working fishing ships with twice the HP and plus 2 Pierce armor, which means water control can be absolutely game-changing over here. For Classic Pro, of course, it's going to boost his economy so much. On top of that, he'll get a discount on drop-off buildings of 50%. He'll get also 33% faster attacking infantry starting in the field H onwards. And for the team bonus, galley line ships will have also 50% extra line of sight. Now for the pocket players, we'll see Sitaux playing with Burgundians, facing Vinchester playing with Hans. So Burgundians for Sitaux will provide access to eco upgrades 1 inch earlier for a 50% foot discount. We'll see also for Burgundians for Sitaux. Let's check. We'll see for Burgundians over here for Sitaux also access to the Cavalier upgrade in the Castle H, a 50% discount on stable units, stable upgrades, sorry, and 25% higher attack on gunpowder units. Now, finally, for the team bonus, Burgundians will provide food income from relics on top of gold income, so it can be very strong. And we do have 1 relic over here, kind of favoring Sitaux a little bit. We do have another relic over here on the back, kind of favoring Baguettes overall, and then we're going to have 1 over here as well. So it's going to be overall pretty evenly distributed, except that this one probably should have spawned over here, I guess, so that it's perfectly distributed, right? But it's fine. I don't think it's too bad. Found him. Juan Perotti has 450 viewers at the moment. Is that so? But that's not the guy that... Yeah. That was streaming earlier. Actually, he's doing a resurgence? Yeah. No, it's somebody else. I'm pretty sure you can search by game category, right? Isn't it? Isn't the other guy listed under Age of Empires 2? But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember the name once again. And anyway, I guess you could potentially just go to the dashboard and hover over the broadcasts and see it there. Probably the most straightforward way to find it, I guess. There we go. Fuelage will be here very soon for pretty much everyone. Obviously, we're gonna see the flanks go up a little bit sooner. There are no sneaky villagers, no sneaky ducks or anything, so it's gonna be a pretty standard game. We do have 2 ducks over here for Margougou. We should have 2 ducks for Classic Pro. He's got only 1, so he should be going for the second one. If he doesn't go for it, he risks getting pushed away from water. There we go, fuelage here. For Sitaux. Wayne Chang, that's the guy, yes. Streaming on YouTube, yes. Yes, sir. I did not know that person. Did you find them on the dashboard or did you find them on YouTube? I'm pretty curious. I was not aware of Wayne Chang. I wonder who that is. I know there was one player who used to stream for the Taiwanese community. I don't know if that would be him. I don't remember who it was, actually, but yeah, it was a high-level player. Dashboard, but I had to brush off my Taiwanese. Okay, so I guess, yeah. It's probably the same guy I'm talking about. No 100% sure. Taiwanese streamer streams in Mandarin, if I recall correctly. Oh, thank you, Razno. Some scouts coming over already from Vinchester, coming forward. He cannot get too much damage on over here. Did he realize about the walls? Not quite. He's going straight up against Margougou. Do we have a second dock already? He's finally going for it. Oh, yeah. I was talking about Cloud. That is correct. I couldn't remember which player it was, but it's Cloud. Or Demon Sheep, right? So, interesting. So, wait a moment. He's a Taiwanese streamer and streams in Mandarin. What's the Mandarin spread outside China? Isn't YouTube like banned on China? Is it planter ships, and if yes, why? Just going for standard galleys right now, Margougou that is, so he should be able to significantly, well, overpower Classic Pro. But anyway. Beautiful. Taiwan speaks Mandarin, if I recall correctly. Okay. That makes sense, yeah. Country is literally called Republic China after all. Right. Thank you, thank you. Good pressure. So far, SalzZ been the one putting the most pressure on land. They've been unable to get too much done just yet. We see Sitaux getting pushed away by Vinchester over here. Meanwhile, Vinchester's got a second wave of scouts coming forward, plus a bunch of archers over here from Classic Pro. And yeah, I think Classic Pro should end up coming out on top. Margougou should end up coming out on top on water in any case. As he's got a scary amount of galleys, and we have only fire galleys for Classic Pro to work with. If he's not paying attention like this, though, then these galleys will get taken down. Oh, this is super rough. He was paying attention back home over here to try and get the quick walls up. He was trying to go for a defensive tower, but he could not get it up. And check this out. Very good unit control from Classic Pro. Doesn't that get in a bit of trade over here? He's got a fire galley for it as well, so he could potentially turn around and take these guys down. Yeah, it's a big struggle right now for Baguettes. They are ahead in worker count. We'll see Sitaux going after the Castle H at the same time as Vinchester's going after the Castle H. Some good pressure over here from Margougou at the very least. Yeah, Classic Pro's been able to hold on to water himself just fine. The reason we see a stronger worker count right now for Baguettes is mostly Sitaux' fashion ships, which has been just going for a lot of. Yeah. Beautiful. Malo! How are you doing? Hi. Welcome. And good defense over here for Vinchester. He ended up losing though all the fishing ships. He's only now being able to go for one more. Have you seen any games where one team maybe has better players but the other team wins? Oh yeah. Yeah, we have seen already several series like that before. Yeah. We have seen that before already. And some very, very interesting games in very one-sided sets going in favor of the underdogs as well. Most of the international community recognizes the PRC. Oh, okay, you're still talking about that. Right. There we go. We have knights coming out right now for Sitaux. Getting to the castle age, of course, is going to result in this. We have some knights coming over from Vinchester. So Sitaux will get pushed back over here. Classic Pro will be in the castle age a little bit faster compared to Margougou. Now we have Cavalier over here for Sitaux, which is pretty good. But once we get crossbows, we get Balkan arrow as well. That should still be a little bit better for SalzZ, I would say. Man, they've been struggling so far. Despite being one of the higher seeded teams in the tournament, they have just gotten very, very rough results. There we are. Though I don't know who would play with me, I'm downloading the Terranova map pack. I'm pretty sure you can find people. You can probably ask in the Discord server. Either on the Age of Empires Discord server or mine. If you want to play with somebody. But I'm pretty sure you would find people interested. Because I think a lot of guys have been enjoying these maps. Watching them in any case. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty fun to play these two. It was one of the higher seeded teams. SalzZ, yes, thank you, Arbase. There we go. These crosses are eventually, or well, archers are eventually getting cleaned up. No crossman upgrade for Classic Pro. He's just gone for, yeah, Balkan arrow. So what is the plan over here? He's got a second TC already at the center, which is pretty good for map control. We had a TCs at the center over here for Vinchester, 2 additional TCs plus a monastery, which is pretty good for him. And I think he ended up collecting the relic over here that should have gone in favor of Sitaux, so that's pretty good also for Vinch. But yeah, what is the plan over here? Classic Pro's gone for Balkan or is that for the TC only? He's got no galleys, he's got a very small amount of archers. Cavalier coming over from Sitaux. Is this open? It is open! Yes, of course it's open! It's always open! There is always a hole! It's going to be so rough on Classic Pro's economy. Oh man, we see the wall come up right now, but it's not going to stay up for too long. Those villages are going down, and I'm pretty sure the foundation will go down as well. So this is really rough for Classic Pro. You take a look at his economy. Going down to 51 workers, and for the most part he's going to have a lot of idle economy over here as well, about 18 out of 51 completely idle, so not the best. On the left hand side he's got fire ships coming forward against Margougou. I'm pretty curious as to why Margougou made the switch away from galleys into fire galleys over here. Probably he was just not paying too much attention to be able to take advantage of it. But anyway, a castle drop over here from Margougou is going to get denied as we have knights from Vinchester, crossbowmen from Classic Pro as well. We'll see the quick walls come up over here just in time. Kind of. They go down right away as well, so the sea is coming up for sure. Many of these villages actually will go down. Is that going to be enough for them to catch up? Well, not quite. The right-hand side, Sitaux is going up against the next player with the remaining Cavalier. Yeah, but Vinchester should be able to defend. He's got 40 seats, 2 of which are on the back. So he'll be fine over here. Should be anyway, as long as he's paying attention. Yeah, he is now. And that's good. And on the left-hand side, might be able to get the TC down over here. We see some Cavalier coming over from Sitaux, but we have more Knights. We have crossbows over here as well. Still wasted a few Cavalier. He did end up losing a few for sure, but also he was able to get some good damage, so I think it was worth it. Now over here, he does end up getting a bunch of villages down as well, so I think overall the push was worth it for Sitaux. He does end up getting cleaned up though. Yeah, and over here he'll get cleaned up once again. We're gonna see more crosses coming over as well from Classic Pro. Vinchester gets pushed away. Yeah, Vinchester's gonna try and get the castle up here instead. So, who do you pick to win this? Honestly, I wouldn't really be able to predict the result of the set over here. Because Baguettes, they've been playing really well in the tournament so far. They have significantly outperformed SalzZ for the most part in terms of group stage results so far. And they were even able to take on one of SalzZ home maps, although the same can be said the other way around, right? We saw SalzZ also take one of Baguette's home maps. I would say I'm probably liking SalzZ's position over here a little bit better. Getting control of both crossings over here is going to give them control. Is going to give them control of so much extra gold, so much extra stone as well. They were even able to collect like relics and stuff. Well, this is going down as well. It's going to be very hard for Baguettes to push at the center once again, because now they're going to need to get to the Imperial Age so that they can go for trebuchets and take the castles down and push forward. So overall, I would say positionally speaking, SalzZ in a much better position. I don't think this is lost already for Baguettes. I think it's definitely possible for them to potentially come back, but it's not going to be particularly straightforward. Beautiful. A lot of Cavalier coming over once again. We have Iron Casting for Sitaux, which means these Cavalier are already better than whatever you could get from Vinchester in the Castle Age. Vinchester can only go up to 12 attack compared to the 13 we have for the Cavalier. Yeah, but numbers are looking better for Vinchester, so he does end up pushing the Cavalier away. Let's take a look at Classic Pro's push. He's gonna be the first player to go up to the Imperial Age. Sitaux's been used in the market quite a bit, and he's managed to rack up enough resources to click up to the Imperial Age. He's got the buildings, so off to the Imperial Age he should be. Meanwhile, Classic Pro on the other hand is getting very close from having enough to go up to the Imperial Age himself as well, so we're gonna see both these players go up. Meanwhile, there's also a bunch of resources available for Margougou to go up to the Imperial Age with, and Vinchester's kind of struggling a little bit. Seems like he's going to be the last player to click up by quite a bit. Interestingly enough, despite having no finished ships over here whatsoever, Vinchester is still in a pretty good position, and while we have almost no finished ships left for Classic Pro himself, you can see that SalzZ actually kind of ahead in terms of worker count compared to Baguette, who's got a lot of finished ships to work with. 24 already for Sitaux alone. It's taken much longer for Classic Pro to click up to the Imperial Age than I thought he was going to take. So he'll be significantly behind, and this could be actually a good opportunity for Sitaux to try and push Vinchester out of here, to push Classic Pro back as well. Fortunately for Sitaux though, he does not really have a castle, and he does not have the means to go for a castle right now, as he does not have access to stone because the stone is exposed. And he wouldn't be able to go for it too much. Here we go.
Bonjour. Si.
Beautiful. And PH is gonna be here for Sitaux. Now, what can he actually do? He can go for, I guess, Paladin for a 50% discount. Just don't see how that's going to get anything done for them. Their village is behind despite having 34 fishing ships. It's hard to come back from. I would say yeah. Definitely that's the case. Now, Vinchester's got even Tarkans, which are so freaking resilient against arrows. He can just raid around as much as he wants. The interesting thing over here is that even if it's going to be cheaper Paladin upgrade for Sitaux, because Burgundians do not get bloodlines, these Paladins, soon to be Paladin, will not be quite as strong. Meanwhile, Vinchester, for instance, if he went for Elite Tarkan, for instance, he would have a very strong unit to play with himself as well. Which is going to be, in general, a little bit more versatile because the much higher pierce armor even. They need to take advantage of their faster imp big time, but I don't see it being that straightforward. Yeah, exactly, no castles for Sitaux. He's playing with Burgundians, so he could potentially go for bombard cannons if he wanted to, right? And he does have a siege workshop. He's gone for a mangle. You can see it over here. But yeah, I don't think he's gone for chemistry. I don't think he is even thinking of going for bombard cannons. So that means that SalzZ going to retain control of the crossings. And the crossings over here are extremely important. Once again, each player is going to begin with a fairly meager amount of gold and stone. You run out of those resources, and you're going to be relying on trade only, right? Unless you have control of the center. You take a look at Margougou. Margou's got no gold at all. He's got no gold at all. He cannot go for anything. Is he collecting from here? Yeah. Oh, this is Sitaux, by the way. What am I talking about? Sitaux's got no gold at all. Margougou's got some gold left, but without center control, of course, we're gonna have a much better position for SalzZ over here, as they do have all the extra golds, all the extra stones. You know, if Baguettes wanted to make a switch to trade, it would be very rough right now for Sitaux, given that he cannot even afford to go for trade cards. So yeah, let's see Vinchester get to the Imperial Age, and Baguettes calls a GG. SalzZ gets a final score of 3-2 over here. They will get their first win in the group stage, and they still have 2 more series to go for, of course, so anything can still happen, and this is going to be one of the most interesting groups for sure. We have Gamer Legion, we have SalzZ, we have Baguettes, we have Douches and Stashes, we have incredible teams over here. Let's go and update this then. It's going to be 3-2. Let's go back now. Take a look at the achievements first. And yeah, we'll need to wait, guys, once again about half an hour before the next set begins. It was supposed to start at 18 GMT, but since then, they actually changed it to 19 GMT. So if we take a look at military, we're going to see a very nice KD for Classic Pro. Vinchester ends up getting a less than 1-1. Doesn't matter, probably not. On average, it was still significantly higher for SalzZ. For economy, we see a much stronger economy for SalzZ towards the end, especially. It was much better for Baguettes earlier when the worker count was not quite as good for SalzZ, but towards the end, you can see that worker count started skyrocketing for SalzZ. As Baguettes, they were just unable to keep on defending, and SalzZ started taking advantage of the extra TCs and whatnot. Very well played, SalzZ 3, Baguettes 2.